Hello children, hope everyone is fine. In this summer, your body needs lot of water. So, you drink lot of water. If it is hot water, it will be well and good. Because now the virus is spreading, that too it enters through our nose and mouth, and it is staying in our throat and it incubates. So when you drink hot water, it will get destroyed, like that the doctors are saying. So it is better to take hot water. Whenever possible, you take hot water, and while you are taking the juices and all, don't take it in a chilled manner. Just in the normal temperature, you have the fresh juices. Instead of the tinned juices and all, you avoid. You prepare fresh juices in your home itself. That too having vitamin C, that is the citrus content is there, means like lemon juice. By adding the ginger to it, and if you have the lemon juices, it will be very good. Like that, the pomegranate, then orange juices, like that you have that juices of vitamin C fruits, amla and all you may take. Because taking healthy food is very important for your health. Understand? So take care of your health. And in the last class, we discussed about the chapter 1, reproduction in plants. What points we discussed? Do you remember? That is, the reproduction is of 3 methods. What are they? That is, one is through seeds. Through seeds. And another one through spores. Through spores. Then third one through other parts. What is that other parts? Vegetative parts. Hope you all remember what is that vegetative parts. Through root, stem, leaf and all. So through these methods, the plants reproduce. Do you remember what is reproduction? The production of the young ones. The process of producing young ones of its own kind is called reproduction. As all the animals and human beings reproduce, plants also reproduce. Then only their species will not get died. Continuously we will have the continuation of that plant species, only if it multiplies in number. If the plants do not reproduce, what will happen? The plant's species itself will not be there on this earth. So reproduction is very important process in case of both plants and animals. So through these 3 methods, the plants reproduce. And in the last class, we discussed reproduction of plants through seeds. And I hope you remember the structure of seed. I taught you the structure of seed. It has an outer protective covering called the seed coat. And it have the scar. Here, one edge of the seed has a thickening. That is called as scar. And below that scar, there is a small hole. And this seed coat will be very tough and thick when it is in dry condition. When the seed was soaked in water, the seed coat becomes soft. Understand? This seed coat only gives protection for the seeds from damage. And when it is soaked in water, the seed coat becomes soft. Then what is the use of this scar? This scar is the joint between the two cotyledons, two seed leaves. The seed will have the two seed leaves. These two are called seed leaves. And these seed leaves are joined in the middle with the help of this scar, from where the plumule and the radicle arises. Next, what is the purpose of this hole? Through this hole only, the water enters into the seed and the gaseous exchange also takes place. So this is the structure of a seed. Hope you all remember all these points. And also, another one point, we discussed about the number of seeds. Few seeds will have only one seed. Example, mango. Now this is the mango season, is it not? While you are eating mango, how many seeds are there inside? Only one seed. What about that apple, grapes and all? Few seeds. 5 or 6 like that. The number will be in a minimum number. But what about that pomegranate or that fig fruit and all? Fig means what? Attipalam. Your parents would have given you. It will be in a rounded structure like this in shops and all. They will tie in a rope. In that you will have many black dots. Throughout the fruit you could see that black dots. Those are the seeds of that fig fruit. Many number of seeds will be there. Then in guavas and all. Guava means what? Koyapalam. In that lot of seeds are there. Is it not? So the number of seeds produced in a fruit is also differs. Okay, why the plants produce so many seeds? If one seed is there, it is enough, no? Why it should produce more seeds? Because the seeds will be getting damaged because of wind, water or rainfall, and also because of the animals. So seeds will get damaged. Seeds will get damaged by many factors. By wind, heavy wind or rain. Heavy wind or rain. When the wind is mild, if it is a breeze, there won't be any, affected. The seeds will not get affected. There will not be any damage. But if the wind blows very heavily, what will happen? The seeds will be blown off along with the wind. And if there is heavy rain, with the rainwater, the seeds will get flooded off, run away with the rainwater. So this is one reason that seeds get damaged because of the heavy wind or rain. Another one, by humans or animals. By humans or animals. We, the humans, will eat the fruit and we will throw away somewhere else where it couldn't develop into a new plant. So, some seeds get damaged because of humans and also animals. Animals also will eat the seeds and it will throw away somewhere where the seeds could not get enough air, water and sunlight for their germination. Already we discussed that a seed will develop only if there is enough air, water and germination. If the seed do not get any air, water and germination, sunlight means it won't develop into a new plant. So when humans or animals eat the fruit, and if we throw the seeds somewhere else where it couldn't get all these factors for their growth, the seeds will get damaged. It won't develop into a new plant. And also, all the factors should be available for the seeds to germinate, or else the seeds won't germinate into a new plant. So these are the reasons for why the fruits produce many seeds. All the seeds will not develop into a new plant. Most of them will get damaged, and only a few will develop into a new plant, so that the plants produce many seeds. Okay, next one. Then we saw about that structure of a seed and radicle. Radicle means what? The tiny root. Radicle means tiny root. Tiny root is radicle. And tiny shoot means what? Tiny shoot. Plumule. From the seeds through the scar, the tiny root will develop down and tiny shoot will grow up. Is it not? This and all we studied in the structure of the seeds in the last class. The factors for the germination, everything. Okay. Now, in this class, let us see what is germination. What is germination? The development of a new plant. That means the development of a seed into a seedling. Development of a seed into a seedling is called germination. Development of a seed into a seedling. Seedling means what? That seed which develops by having that plumule and radicle is called. That is, tiny shoot and tiny root must be there. That stage is called as seedling. A baby plant with plumule and radicle is called seedling. So germination is nothing but the process of the development of a seed into a seedling. Understand? And during germination, the seed undergoes so many developmental stages. It have many developmental stages from the seed to seedlings. That is the growth of a plant. Let us see what it is one by one. So I think now you understand what is germination. That is development of a seed into a seedling. Now in that development, so many stages are there. That is, from the transformation of the seed into a seedling, the plant undergoes several changes. That is called the growth of a plant. Okay. Now, already we discussed that the seed has a protective covering, the seed coat. Now, if we sow the seed in the soil, after that what we will do? We will pour water. So, at that time the seed gets water. Then what will happen? That the seed coat, the seed absorbs the water through the hole, and the seed coat becomes soft and the seeds swollen. For example, if this is the layer of the soil, you are sowing a seed inside this soil and we are pouring water. Now the seed gets water. The seed coat absorbs the water through the hole present in it, and the seed coat will become soft. After that, what will happen? The seed coat breaks up, and from it, a small radical, tiny root starts to grow. This is the growth of a plant. Growth of a plant. First stage, the radical develops. This is the seed, and in the soil, water molecules will be present. These are water molecules. And this is the radical. After the radical develops, next the plumule will also start to grow. At the top, the plumule will also starts to grow. This is the plumule. Understand? First, the seed absorbs water, then the radical starts growing. After that, the plumule, tiny shoot, it also starts to grow. After that, the cotyledons the radicals develops into root, the plumule it develops into a tiny shoot, and the cotyledons they wither off. So these are nothing but cotyledons. This is the foliage, tiny foliage. Tiny foliage means nothing but the new leaves that arises. Tiny foliage, this is a tiny foliage. Small leaf, the first leaf from the seed. That is called foliage. After that only the shoot develops and develops so many leaves, and the plant starts its photosynthesis. That is the preparation of own food. During this growth, from where now, from the soil it absorbs the water, from the atmosphere the seed will get the carbon dioxide for their growth, and from where it gets the food during this growth stage, the food is stored in the cotyledons. That is the seed leaves. The stored food is present in the seed leaves of the seed. It provides the food for this embryo, growing embryo. Embryo means nothing but the new plant. So this new plant should have the food for its growth. It gets the food from this embryo. That means from the cotyledons. In the seed leaves has that stored food. After the new leaves appear, these leaves will start to prepare their food through the process called photosynthesis. Then it will produce so many flowers, fruits and all. So, hope you understand this growth of a plant. Now, I will show you with this. Listen. The plant needs so many factors. What are the factors needed for germination? The plants will grow with the help of water, sunlight, air. Is it not? So, all these factors are very essential for their growth. While the seed develops into a seedling, that process is called germination. The process of conversion of a seed into a seedling is called germination. That is, the new plant develops. During this developmental stage, that is the growth of a plant from seed. How a seed develops into a plant. Now, here you can see that sunlight. Sunlight gives enough light energy for the plant to grow. It gives the warmth for their growth. Here the seed, now this is a soil layer and this is a seed, sown seed. And we poured water. This blue droplets are the water. This water is absorbed by the roots. So when the seed get enough water, sunlight and carbon dioxide from the air, the seed coat becomes soft and it breaks open, and the, what is this? Radical. First the root develops, the tiny root, the radical starts to grow, develops. After some time, the new tiny shoot, that is the plumule, also starts to develop from the seeds. Then the cotyledons, as the plumule grows up, the cotyledons comes out and it get wither off. It will break open completely and after some time it will fall down. And tiny foliage, this is that new leaf, a small leaf. So this stage of the seed where a plumule and a radical is present is called a seedling. The seed with a plumule and a radical is called seedling. After that, the cotyledons wither off and a new shoot arises and the new plant starts to grow with well-developed root and shoot. So this is the growth of a seed to seedling. Is it clear now? So the seed needs enough air, water and warmth for their growth, and the seed gets its food for their development from the embryo, that is from the cotyledons, seed leaves. So do you understand this? Okay. Next. So in this way, the plant grows from the seed to seedlings. So this is the cycle of the, this cycle will repeat. After that, that new plant will produce flowers, then the flower will change into fruit, fruits produce the seeds, then the seed gets dispersed and again the process goes on and the plant's life continues. Okay, next one. Now the plant, as I said, the plant produces new seeds, and if it is present and falls in the same place, if the seed produced in the fruit falls under the plant itself, a new plant will arise. If now only I said that a few plants will produce more seeds, and all the seeds, if it falls down under the same plant, what will happen? Let us consider this is a plant. And the plants have many branches, leaves, everything. And it produces more fruit, flowers, everything. And all this fruit will have the seeds and all falls down, and many new plants start to grow under this plant itself. What will happen? There will be fight for sunlight. All the plants, if it grows in a crowded manner, in the same place, without any gap between them, it won't get enough air, enough sunlight and nutrients from the soil. The soil only provides water and minerals to the growth of the plant. If many plants grows in the same place, then those new plants will not get enough air, water and sunlight for their growth. You consider that you are in a room. For example, in a classroom, 20 or 25 students are there, means it will be very comfortable for you. there will be more space, then you won't feel congested. Is it not? You will feel free. But in a desk, you will be seated two in a desk like that. But in a class, 50 or 60 students are there, and in a bench, 4 or 5 students are sitting in a bench. How will you feel? You won't have enough space to move here and there. You will feel so congested. You won't have enough space to keep your note and write. Is it not? You won't have enough space to sit. Then more sweat will arise from your body even if fan is there, because more persons are there in a room than a percentage. That means than normal. In such a way, if plants are produced in the same place, what will happen? The plants will not get enough air, water and nutrients for their growth. So what should be done? The plants in nature itself helps the plants to disperse the seeds. Nature itself helps the plants to dispersal of seeds. Dispersal of seeds means what? Scattering of seeds from one place to other place, that is far off from their parent plant. Scattering of seeds. Scattering of seeds from the mother plant to faraway places. Scatter means what? Moving. In the beginning, when we saw that a plant is a living thing and it can also move. Move means not having legs and moving from one place to another. With the nature itself helps the plants to move from one place to another through wind, water, through animals and human beings. Through animals and human beings. And the plants themselves, they will explode. Explode means what? Vedikirat. Burst out, bursting out. That is called explosion. So, nature itself helps the plants to scatter their seeds from one place to far off place, so that the seeds will get dispersed and they will get enough growth. For this, these are the agents of dispersal. Agents of dispersal. What is that agents of dispersal? Agents of dispersal. One, wind. Two, water. Third, animals and human beings. And fourth one, explosion method. These four are the agents of dispersal which help the plants to disperse their seeds from one place to another. Now let us see one by one how these four factors help the plants to disperse their seeds. Okay. In that, first one, let us discuss about the factor wind. Let us discuss about how the wind helps the plants to disperse their seeds. Some seeds, they will be very light in weight. They won't be heavy. They will be very light in weight. And some may have wings. Wings means you should not think like a birds, they will have feathers and all. Wing-like structures, thin structures, which helps them to float in air. And hairy structures. Okay, so seeds which have these structures, that is very light in weight. First one, let us see dispersal through wind. dispersal through wind. When the seeds will disperse through wind, when they are very light in weight. It should not, the seed should not be heavy. It should be very light. And if it has hairy structures, then winged seeds. So, the seeds with these three structures, very light, hairy structures and winged seeds, will disperse through wind. For example, very light in weight, that is madder and dandelion. Then another one, cotton seeds. I don't know, some of you might have seen that cotton seed. Paruthing solluvaanga, paruthi panju. You might have seen. Chedile pathina white flower thing will be there. In that white color, in between pepper like seeds will be there. I think you know pepper, melagu, black seed. In the same way, black seeds will be there, and it will have that hairy like structures like this. It will be very, you know how cotton is very light in weight. Even if you blow like this, it will fly away. So in the same way, the seeds will also be very small and it will have hairy structures, and when the wind blows, it will fly away along with the wind. When the fruits burst, the seeds will get escape. Okay. Then, madder seeds. Madder seeds also like this it will be. The seeds will be very small. It will have the hairy structures like this. So when the wind blows, the hairy structures will carry the seeds to far off places. And wherever the seed gets settled, when it gets enough air, water and sunlight, the seed will develop into a seedling. Till it gets enough air, water and sunlight, what the seed will do? It will remain safe inside that seed coat, because seed coat is a protective covering. It protects the seed till it gets enough factors for their growth. Hope you all understand what I am explaining. Next, madder seeds, and in windy season and all, you could see in the air that a white color thing, some insect like thing will floating in the air. It will fall on you. White color structure. Those are all nothing. It is not insect. It is a seed only. It gets dispersed through air. Understand? Okay. So, dispersal means scattering of seeds through various agents. The first one we are going to see about the wind, dispersal through wind. In that, the seeds must have these following structures. What are they? It should be very light in weight. It should have the hairy structures or winged seeds. Another one, drumstick. Drumstick seed. It will be like this. The seed will be rounded in structure and it will have that, what is that, wing-like structure like this. You would have seen while eating that drumstick. Now the drumstick season only, when you, mother is keeping that sambar, murungaka sambar and all. You will eat that drumstick, is it not? In between, if you will see the nuts. So those are the seeds of the drumstick. And when you have a look at it closer, if you have the drumstick tree in your home, means you can see mutti pona murungaka vedichuduna, that seeds will fall down. Or else, kulambu amma veppanga. அது சாப்பிடும்போது அந்த விதையை அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் எடுத்து பாருங்க அந்த விதையை. It will have this structure. In center, the seed will be thick and round in size. And surrounding that, you can see this winged structure. Now, children, I have the drumstick seeds, which is the winged one. Now, can you see this? The black color is the seed. Surrounding that is the winged structure. Can you see clearly? Huh? Now, this is a seed. Black color is the seed, drumstick seed. And surrounding it is the winged structure. See how it is winged. These are the seeds of the drumstick, which is very light in weight. Which is very light. Even if I blow, it floats in the air. See, very light in weight. So, when the drumstick gets matured, after that it will burst open. See, this is the dried drumstick. Dried one. Okay, inside it bursts open. See how it splits into three. Beautifully it has split open. Inside this only that black color seed is there. See, it is attached to that drumstick. Now what I have shown, I have taken from this only. This seed was stuck inside like this one. See how it is falling down. When the wind blows, it will fall off like this. See, it will fall down like this and it will get scattered when the wind blows, because it is very light in weight and it is having wings. Like this it will fly away. Understand? This is the dried drumstick inside which the seeds are present. Okay, are you clear? Very good. So in this way only, the wings which are very light in weight and having wings like structures, they will fly away in the wind. Maple seeds, it will be like this, and it will also have wings like this. Big wing like structures it will have. This is that maple seed. Okay, so I will show you. Listen, I have drawn some seeds for you. This is a drumstick seed. Does it look like the same? In the center it is a rounded structure and these are the wings surrounding it, which makes them to fly. Then this is the maple seed. Now I have drawn here. This is not. This is the maple seed, the black color. Surrounding that is the wing-like structure, which makes them to float in air. This is the hairy structure, mother seed, having the hairy structures. So these three are very lightweight and also having hairy structures or winged structures to float in the air. So wind is the agent which helps the seeds to disperse. Next one, through water. Next one, how the seeds get dispersed through water. So you could see the coconut trees grown along the river side. All the places you could see those coconut trees which are present along the river side. They will, when the coconut is nothing but the seed part of the tree. When it flows down into the water, it will float in the water. So which help them to float? The fibers. Okay, the fibers, fibrous covering outside the seed. Outside the seed. The seed will be hollow inside. The fibrous covering. Fiber means what? In the vegetable itself, in vitamins and the minerals itself, I explained you. Fiber is roughage. Roughage means what? Narchat. Okay, like that. Fibrous means that nar. Tenga nar, you know. And you know that matta tenga. Is it not? So that, how it will be inside. Having air spaces. See, I have brought a coconut for you. You would have seen. This is that fibers. See how it is. It is very light and having air spaces in between. It is not so closed. It is not very tough. It is very loosened and having air spaces in between. And inside that, the seed is hollow. Inside that hollow only that coconut water is present. So as it is hollow inside and fibrous nature outside the seed, which makes them to float in water. Understand? In the same way, lotus, they have the spongy area, spongy thalamus it will have. They will have air spaces like this. So inside the spores the air will be present, and here and all the air will be filled, which makes that lotus to float in water. Above this thalamus only, the lotus will be, flower will be like this. So this thalamus, this surface having pores like this will be filled with air, and that makes the lotus or the water lily to float in water. So after this flower wither off, these seeds will be, which are present in this thalamus, it will get dispersed. As it floats in water, it moves to different places and get dispersed and it germinates. Understand? So through two agents, one is wind and another one water we saw. Next one, through animals and human beings. So through animals, what will happen? The birds, they will eat the fruits. Is it not? And after eating the fruits, they will spit the seeds then and there, or the seeds which enter their body, they will come out through the waste of the birds, that is bird droppings, without any damage, and wherever it falls, it will germinate when it get enough air, water and sunlight. Also, some seeds have hooks or spines. Hooks or spines or hairy like structures. Spines means what? Mullu mari irukkirathu. Or hook like structures. They will have outside their seed part. Example, xanthium. Example, xanthium. So I have another, I have collected some other seed. That is, this is not xanthium. This is the datura metal. That you could see what white color flower, one funnel like flower, white color flower will be, you could see the roadside and all. The flower will be like this, white color flower. In that plant, this seed is produced. This is the fruit part of that plant, and inside this only seeds will be there. And this seed have that spiny structure, hook-like structure. Can you see clearly? The hooks. Can you see the hook or spine-like structures? It will. So when the animals graze, or we the human beings walk along the side of this plant, it will stick to the body of dresses, to clothes of the human beings, or to the body of the animals, and it will get dispersed. And wherever it falls, the fruit will burst open and it will release the seeds, and it will germinate into a new plant. So these are the example for the seeds which have the spines or hook, which will disperse through the animals. So hope you understand, and I showed several examples through wind, maple seed, drumstick seed, everything. This is a mother seed and all, having hairy or wing-like structures. Then agent through water means lotus and water lily, then coconut, as it is having the fibrous outer covering and the air-filled spaces, spongy in nature, they are able to float in water. Next one, through animals. Birds means it will eat the fruit and it will swallow the seeds. With the bird's droppings, the seeds will come out and it will be scattered to all the places. And through the seeds with hooks and spines, they will get attached to the clothes of the human beings or to the body of the animals, and it will disperse to so many places. Example, xanthium. Understand? Then another method, fourth method, is through explosion. Fourth method is through explosion. Explosion means what? Bursting out. Burst out. The fruit will burst out and the seeds will get dispersed. Example, lady's finger. Lady's finger. Then green peas. Peas. Green peas. Patani. Next, xanthium. Xanthium seeds or the tetrametal now I showed to you. The same seed, I have got one exploded fruit from the plant. See, this seed, after it gets dried up, it bursts open like this. Can you see the similar thing? This fruit only gets burst, and inside that you can see the seed, brown seed. Are you able to see or not? The seed is stuck to that fruit inside. See how it has beautifully burst out. So this seed only gets dried up and burst out like this, and from this one, see, the seeds are falling down. Are you able to see? From this only. These are the seeds. These are the seeds, brown color. So when these seeds dispersed, a new plant will arise. So this is the explosion method. In the same way, another one, this drumstick itself. If you leave this drumstick without plucking that for a long time, it will get dried up and it will get burst like this, and the seeds will be dispersed. In the same manner, in the green peas and lady's finger also. See, lady's finger. Lady's finger, you know, many seeds, white round structures will be present inside, attached to that vegetable. If it get matured and if you don't pluck it, if you leave it for a long time, it will burst open and the seeds will get dispersed. In the same way, peas, patani, what we are eating is that seed part only. So those peas also will get dispersed after bursting out. Okay, so these are the examples for the explosion method. Understand? So today we saw about the dispersal of seeds after germination. Germination means what? The seeds grown to a seedling. Is it not? The process of development of a seed into a seedling is called germination. After germination, the various stages we saw. The tiny shoot, tiny radicle and plumule, how it emerges. After that, the tiny foliage comes out and how it develops into a new plant. That is the growth of a plant. After that, it will bear the flowers and fruit. After the fruit formation, seed will be produced. How the seeds get dispersed? What are the factors or agents of dispersal? Agents of dispersal we saw: wind, water, animals, and explosion method. So all these we discussed today, and along with this I will send you one worksheet, and also I will give some drawings to draw in your classwork note. So kindly in your classwork note write the lesson heading, lesson 1, reproduction in plants, date, and you draw the diagram neatly with pencil. Don't use any other. Write the question with black pen and draw the diagram neatly, and you mark the parts for the diagram neatly in one side. For example, you are drawing the structure of a seed means, if you are drawing a structure of seed means seed coat, scar, then a hole. Like this, you draw the line using a scale and pencil with the same length. The lines should be of same length, and mark the parts in the same side. one part marking this side, another part this side, like that it should not be. It should be written on the same side with equal length line with using the ruler and pencil. Like this, the diagram should have a heading. It should be very neat. I'll give you some drawings. You have to draw. Understand? Thank you, children. Hope everyone understand this. If any doubt, you may call me and ask. Have a good health and stay home and stay safe.